I'm here in Dallas for NAREIT's REITWorld 2011. Joining me is John Bortz, the chairman and CEO of Pebblebrook Hotel Trust. John, it was about a year ago that I spoke to you last, and it was shortly after your company came public, and I asked you, I said, if I talk to you a year later, how will things have gone? And you were fairly optimistic, but how have things played out?
Matt, things have played out far beyond what we would have ever expected. We've had, I guess, over the 24 months since we've been public, if you recall, we came public with no assets, one of these blind pool companies, and I think we hit the market timing well for opportunities. We've been able to buy far in excess of the number of properties we thought. We've bought 20 hotels over that period of time. We've invested about $1.7 billion. We've raised common and preferred equity of about $1.2 billion over that period of time. And we've put together a portfolio that far exceeds what we would have expected in all the major gateway cities in the U.S. With a portfolio that has just tremendous upside.
Now, the economic crisis really hit the lodging sector hard from a fundamental standpoint. How are things heading into 2012?
We were clearly the hardest hit sector of all real estate. Average hotel lost about 40% of its cash flow over the downturn. There were many hotels that had more operating leverage that lost as much as 100% of their cash flow. And what we've seen since then is a very significant recovery in business travel. Leisure travel has held up very well. And as a result of that, we've been able to grow revenues. We think this year the industry will grow revenues about 8%. We'll be up a little bit more in our portfolio. And it looks like 2012 is going to be a kind of equivalent year to this year.
Now your experience in the lodging industry goes well beyond, well before your time with Pebblebrook. But has this economic crisis changed the way that you look at attracting tenants, or the way that you go about, not tenants, but the way that you go about getting guests in your hotels?
It's changed not really because of the economic climate and the downturn, but technology is really changing the way we get our guests. And it's certainly a lot more online, certainly a lot more marketing and public relations being done online today, increasing levels of reservations being done online today. But probably the biggest thing for us as a company as a result of the downturn is we run the business with less leverage than I ran LaSalle Hotel Properties in my prior life. And what we've learned over the years, and this is my fifth real estate cycle, we don't understand all the risks in the world, and the world's much more globally interconnected. And what happened wasn't something we could have even imagined. And so what we know is we don't know everything, and we should run the business more conservatively from a financial leverage perspective, because our business, as evidenced by this last downturn, is very cyclical, and the impact can be much more severe than you think.
As you look at 2012, where do you see Pebblebrook's greatest opportunity?
Our focus today is on the 20 properties that we've acquired. There's very significant opportunity within the portfolio. It comes from a couple of different directions. First, obviously, we see a continuing recovery in the industry overall. So revenue up probably 5 to 7%, 6 to 8%. We'll likely outperform the industry because of the markets that we're in, and some negative impact from renovations this year that we won't have next year. So we have opportunity on the top side. These assets have underperformed because of lack of capital and poor management, and a lack of third-party owner overseeing operations. So we can drive revenues, and there's a significant opportunity there above the industry recovery. And then a significant opportunity to save costs within the operation, re-engineer the way the hotels are run, change staffing levels, change the way we buy things in the hotels, and that'll drive hopefully significantly more profitability than your typical hotel.
Great. John, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Matt.
For more from REITworld 2011, be sure to visit REIT.com.